If you want more love, give love. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more dance, just dance. If you want more love, give love. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more joy, give joy. Give it away. Yeah, give it away. Give it away. Joy. Thank you.
For those of y'all who don't know me, I am Jackie Jones. I'm on the Board of Trustees. In the bigger scheme of things, I've been coming to the Unity Church for about 5 years now. Not as long as some, a lot longer than others. And when Tony was going to be out, in recent months, the principles that we practice at Unity have really come together for me, and I told him I would like to share because sharing is a part of it. And so starting off, I want to talk about when I first started with Unity, because I had done some reading on my own and had decided I needed to progress further because some of the principles were just a little too out there for me. And as I get further into this, I'll talk about some of them and just how far out I thought they were. But I did them anyway, and I'm happy with the results. So, what is divine flow? I have come to believe, for me, divine flow has to do with giving. That a lot of times we will concentrate on receiving, but you have to let go to get, which is how I came up with my own personal 3 R's, which is release it emotionally, people, things. Nature hates a void. Anybody who's seen a patch of dirt knows weeds will grow if you don't put something else in there. And so one of the things is replace. And I tried to divide those into 2 separate things when I was getting ready for this, but you can't. As quick as that thought comes to you, you need to replace it. As quick as that negative thinking comes to you, replace it. And then receiving, which oftentimes for me has been a challenge because I'm a control freak. Sorry. It's my way or the highway. You ask anybody if you ask me, I know exactly how it needs to be done, and if everybody did it my way, the world would be a perfect place. Right? Wrong. That when receiving has to do with knowing what you want and letting the universe tell you how you're going to get it. And so, we did divine flow. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. That one got me in the beginning, because it's like, what does that mean? And it really has to do with your mind is there. Your mind is full. And all the negative things people have told you, all of the reasons that people will tell you you can't do it, or your mother might tell you you shouldn't do it, right? No. If you think it, you can do it. If you dream it, you can do it. One time I told my daughter, you can't just sit on the couch all day long thinking you'd like to have a different job. She called me one day and said, Mom, I was on the computer today and somebody saw some of the photos I took. They offered me a job. Who knew with today's technology that yes, it can happen. But the key is the negativity that is particularly in the world today. Take your own spot. Take your own responsibility. Do what you can in this moment. There are several people that I really admire, so I brought props. Currently, I'm reading Florence Shen. Actually, this particular book is all 4 of her books in one, $9.99 on Amazon. But The Game of Life and How to Play It, I've been a long-time believer that life is just a game, that pretty much everything is a game. She teaches you how to play it. She teaches you the go-to about where your mind is, because it's really your mind. Your mind is what is keeping you from doing what you want to do. My mind told me I would never be a regular churchgoer. I would certainly never teach Sunday school. And you know what? It'd be a cold day in you know where before I'd stand up and give a lesson at church. So we know how well that went. Another one of my favorites is Catherine Ponder. Anything by Catherine Ponder, but this particular book has special meaning to me. Back in 1987, my daughter was born prematurely, and it was hard. So my mom gave me this book, and she said, read this, it'll give you insight. And like every good daughter, I said, oh, thank you, Mom, I really appreciate it. Threw it on the table where it collected dust for 15 years. And don't I wished I'd have read it a little bit earlier. One of the reasons I like Catherine Ponder so much is, to me, she's got an affirmation for everything. And when your mind is telling you no, or your mother, when everything in your being is telling you you can't do that, that's not your dream, that's not right for you. Sometimes, mostly I talk back in my head, you know the little voices in your head? Sometimes I give them a big, loud no. I can do this. God wants me to be the best me I can be. And there are affirmations in here. The one I was saying for my daughter at the time she got her job was, I do wonderful work. I don't have a wonderful job or a wonderful business. I do wonderful work at a wonderful wage. I do wonderful things in wonderful ways. And so any of you that might be seeking to change careers, find a job or whatever, I love that affirmation, and I have used it for myself included. I have the best job I've ever had in my entire life, and I got it while I was saying that affirmation 10 times, 3 times a day, and it took about 5 weeks.
Would you say it again?
I do wonderful work at a wonderful wage. I do wonderful things in a wonderful way. Ten times, 3 times a day, Lizzie.
I'm going to set it.
So there are many, many different things out there about tithing. And before I refocused my life to a spiritual learning, the word tithe, dirty word, don't say it out loud, makes people nervous. That is my money for me and mine. And what I have come to learn is it's not mine. All things belong to God. All things belong to the universe. And if you are going to take things and squeeze them tightly and not let them go, including money, people, places, things, money. That is my divine flow. Or for me, when my divine flow is not working, I look around for what I'm squeezing too tight to and holding on. Because, once again, release. Replace it with something else, whether that's people, places, or things, and you will receive. So, tithing to me now means it's got parts. The first part, I tithe to myself. Now, initially, when people are talking about, oh, read this book, or certainly going to church on Sunday, it's like meditating. Lori Crosby fixed me on my meditating issues. I had a big problem with just sitting around not doing anything. And so what I have started doing is one of the classes I took, they talked about the 4 T's, which are tithe, is T1, time, talent, and treasure. And the time one was a big one for me. Who has time these days? You got kids, you got your job, the laundry's not done. I moved this weekend and half of it's at one place and half of it's at the other. What I would say is you have to make time for yourself. And so in the beginning, I thought, no way. There's just, if you do a 40-hour work week, how am I going to come up with 4 hours for just me? Okay, so here we go. Read something every day. Now, as y'all can see, I have books. What I would tell you about reading something is online's great, and I do a lot of reading online with my iPad, but get a book, hold it in your hand. When I'm reading, once again, you can look and see, I have a highlight marker and little sticky things so that I can always go back. One of the things, if you feel like you don't have time to read something spiritual, I am going to recommend Jen Cisneros, You Are a Badass Every Day, because it is 2 or 3 pages. Each one of them is just a different, her thoughts on a different subject. You have time to read this much every day. This is one of them. You can read this much every day. Once you start doing it for a minute or 2 every day, I'll have the books out at the end. You do a minute or 2, for me, it's like, okay, a minute or 2, just one chapter. The next thing you know, it will become more than that. But what I would say is take 5 minutes a day to read. Okay? Then the other thing I do is journal. And once again, it's like, what am I going to write down? In the beginning, it's like, write down what you want. Well, okay, what do I want? And I would recommend, if you've never done My Perfect Day, is a good place to start. Write what your perfect day would be. Okay? And from your perfect day, I can tell you, mine, I use a spiral notebook. It's a page long. And I picked 3 or 4 things in my perfect day that I write about. And I do 1 page that is the same thing every day, usually going on for 3 or 4 months. But it's the exact same thing. Because once again, it's putting out to the universe what I want from me. And you can put it out there, because until you tell the universe what you want, How's God supposed to know? Right? It's not a guessing game. Each one of us wants something different. You have to let him know. And as I progress through that, I now do one page. That's all. I don't have a lot of time. I'm a busy woman. One page where I just put my thoughts for the day, maybe make a list of what I want to get done for the day, and collect my thoughts. And then the third thing I do, and I like to do it in the morning, you can do it in the evening. I feel like I'm freshest in the morning, and so that's when I do mine, is meditate. And I have to tell y'all, meditation, I just really did not get it for years and years. It's like, why? But about, we've been here for 3 months now? So about 2.5 months ago, we were here. Lori Cosby and I, we had lunch, and we were talking, and I was going on and on about, I'm not going to meditate. There is just no way. There's just no way. And she said, Jackie, I understand what you're saying, but 3 minutes. And I proceeded to tell her I had to be someplace, right? I had stuff to do. And she just kept looking at me and going, Jackie, 3 minutes. And she finally said, Jackie, you spent more than 3 minutes telling me why you can't do that. I said, okay, let's go over there and sit down. And so the 3 minutes has now turned into a minimum of 10 minutes in the morning. And any time during the day that I really feel like everybody is against me and people are not behaving the way I think they should, another 10 minutes. It's like, get those thoughts out of your head. And our meditation today will be my favorite meditation, the one that I like to do most. And so, all of a sudden, it's 4 hours, okay? So, 5 minutes reading, 10 minutes writing, 5 minutes meditating, 20 minutes, 7 days a week, 140 minutes, right? You got 2 hours and 20 minutes of your 4 hours a week. Throw going to church in, right? That's another hour, right? You know what? It doesn't have to be every week. Show up 15 minutes early. Well, show up at 10 o'clock. There is an opportunity here. You can usher, bring snacks, right? Stop by H-E-B on the way. Take you 10 extra minutes to get to church. Bring the snacks. There's 10 minutes. There are other ways. Your words. One of the things I started doing, and trust me, the people at work were like, are you okay? I tell everybody good morning. And you know what? If I tell you good morning and you go, whatever, then I'll tell you good morning twice. Right? If you go, well, I guess so. No, I know so. My day's going to be great. Your day's going to be great. And so you know what? People at work, I say good morning. Everybody says good morning back. Nobody argues with me about it anymore. Right? But you think about it. Take 1 minute per person to say good morning. 10 people a day. Weekends are a little challenging because I don't go to work. So let's do 5 days a week. Although I double up on Sunday even if I don't make it on Saturday, so we'll do 70. That's 70 minutes a week. And when I tell somebody good morning, I'm not telling I'm doing that for my good morning. My morning is going to be good. in my mind, it is going to be a good day. They can be grumpy. I'm going to have a good day. Every day is a good day. And so, tithe to yourself. The other thing I've tried to do, well, and I do it on a relatively consistent basis, is tithe to my community. I am so blessed. I am so blessed in so many ways that the giving, you have to give to receive. And the giving, there are so many opportunities out there. Saying good morning. That's a double duty one because it's good for me and I tithe to myself, and it's good for them because I'm giving back to my community. There are so many opportunities. We've discussed, so 4 hours a week is the goal, 200 hours a year. What are y'all doing on Saturday, October 19th? Hands-on housing. That, what better way to give to yourself by being out in the fresh air and getting some exercise, but also giving to the community. I've already mentioned there are so many opportunities here at the church. Some of the ways that I have given back to my community is, Julie's not here today, Foundation Communities, but Foundation Communities, which is another charitable organization here in town, one of the ways that I have consistently given back to my community is they have a volunteer tax preparer program. And so I kind of cheat, y'all. I don't necessarily do 4 hours a week, but from January through April 15th, I go down and prepare tax returns for low-income people. And I squeeze in about 150 to 200 hours a year doing that. But I condense it all down into one time frame instead of spreading it out. But there are many ways to give back. That's done. Oh, I missed this one. No, wait, I'll say that one. Let's talk about treasure. Remember, my money. That is my money. I work so hard. And some of the jobs I've had over the years, some of the bosses, But what I would say is, I did not truly start feeling prosperous until I started tithing. And the thing that really switched me to that mindset was, if you cannot pay all your bills on 100% of what you're making, and every payday is a payday to payday experience. Trust me, single mom for a long time, been there. That if you're having to pick between paying the daycare and paying the rent, and you know what? Kids get hungry every day. Kids don't just get hungry for the 2 weeks after the child support check comes in. They're hungry every day. And so what I would say is that it took a lot of faith on my part, but I did start tithing. I am a tither. I am a firm believer in tithing to the place that you are spiritually fed. Now, I'm spiritually fed here. Tony has helped me in so many ways. This community has lifted me in so many ways. But everybody's different. So if you're spiritually fed here, yay. But if you're not, you can donate to Jen. You can donate to Catherine. Catherine was actually the minister over on Del Curto for a while, right? And she's old now, like in her 90s, but she's still alive. Another good one, Edwin Gaines. We'll have to get Tony to tell the story about the fire walking sometime, because he has a really good story about faith and the fire walking. So, tithing 10% to where you're spiritually fed. Not quite there yet? Fine. May I help you?
Looking for the Humanist Society.
Anybody know where the Humanist Society? Across.
Thank you. Excuse me.
That's okay. That was our good deed for today. He was lost and now he's found. So where was I? 10%. And so in the beginning, I did 10% of net. I don't mind admitting it, of net. I mean, it's my money. Uncle Sam took enough of it. Social Security might be gone. Well, I used to say Social Security would be gone by the time I was old enough to get it, but I hate to tell y'all this. That's not a true statement anymore. But as I was doing that, my financial situation improved. And I thought, oh, this is working. So I started tithing gross. And I still do that. And what I can tell you is, since I have started doing that, I'm not saying there's never times I'm broke. And I'm not saying that I'm the richest person in the world. What I will say, because of my faith, and I tithe, when I get paid, I tithe before I do anything else. I don't pay any bills. I don't do anything. I tithe. And since I have started doing that, I've never run out of money. I have never had to go, Debbie, 2 days till payday. Can you loan me $10 for gas? Right? Never. There's always money left in the account. Big, huge amounts of money, I'm still working on that. But there's always money there. If you can't see your work, if you're not feeling spiritually fed, then there are so many people out there who need so much. The food bank, right? Before I started tithing, I'm retired from the city of Austin, and they will take it out of your paycheck, and I'm all about the convenience. So the food bank, I sent them money. Each of you know of an organization that could use the money. If you're not ready or not feeling spiritually fed, feed somebody spiritually. And sometimes that means making sure somebody doesn't go hungry. So enough on tithing. Okay. Oh, remember Malachi. I don't remember the verse, and it's one of my favorite ones. God loves a cheerful giver. That whether you're giving your time, your talents, or your treasure, do it with an open heart. Do it joyfully. For a cheerful giver is also a cheerful receiver. Okay. So, I need to wind down, right, Charles? Because the people who know me know I'm a talker and I could go on all day. So, those are the things that I have done that have made a difference in my life. A few of the out there things that I thought, these people are crazy. do a treasure map, right? Does everybody know what that is? Treasure map, vision board. Basically, get you a piece of poster board, and don't get one this big, please. Get you a piece of poster board. Start looking through magazines. And yes, y'all, I've been at the doctor's office and saw a picture in a magazine that I very discreetly kind of tore out. Right? Okay. Make a vision board. Once again, you have to tell the universe what you want. Can't just sit there and go, make up something. No, you have to pick for you. And so once again, when you're doing your affirmations, mine hangs in my living room. And I can tell you, my daughter's like, Mom, why do you always hang that in the living room? Because it's actually next to the TV and I can look at it all day. Clarify in your mind what you want. And I love doing those. Take some classes. Once again, tithing to yourself. I would encourage anybody who truly wants to be prosperous but is a little bit lost on how to get started. Tony is having his Prosperity Plus class Tuesday nights. I can tell you I did it. Lots of people did it. And if you speak to any of them, it really, for me, whether it was the Prosperity Plus class, the 4T class, or whatever, you go along for, Lizzie and I were talking about this. You go along for a while and you're psyched up. Things are going good, right? But then life catches up and you kind of, right? Time to get psyched up again. And I can tell you, that Prosperity Plus class is great. So, and that's Mary Morrissey. So in conjunction with that, I'm going to tell the universe what I want. Okay? Y'all are my witnesses. Mary Morrissey Dream Builder Live is October 24th through the 27th, Dallas, Texas. Okay. I have a reservation at the Alfred for a 2-bedroom apartment that sleeps 6 people. Right? That's what I have. What I want is somebody to drive me. I got the hotel room. But anybody look online, did we get the cards yet? Tony, okay. What I would tell you is, Charles, can we get it online, the code to enter? Because normally it's like $1,200, but for the Dream Builder? Okay. Okay. So go online. It's usually about $1,200, $97 if you enter the Unity and the Harvard Austin code, and the $97 comes back to the church. So anybody who's interested in going, get with me.
Can I just say a little something about that?
Absolutely.
This, it's 3 days, all day long. It is the most high energy thing I have ever been to. And it's like a marathon, except you're running and you feel great the whole time. And you're able to, she has several different ways that she helps you clarify your vision. And the whole experience is just, it seriously will change you physically. You will be different, honestly, in a really good way. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yes.
I'm in the Prosperity Plus. It's just amazing. I've only been
This time?
right now,
Mhm.
Tony, it's just blowing my mind. And I'm listening to her audio CDs, and I'm like I'm a leadership and all visioning and coaching. I've been doing this my whole life. She's something very powerful about this. Very, very powerful.
So come on Tuesday. The class is still open. Anybody who comes on Tuesday, but after that it's going to close because then you're too far behind to get caught up. Don't feel like getting up and driving Tuesdays? Fine. I personally am doing the Jen Cisnero has got an online 8-week course. Self-paced. Excellent, excellent. Since I have started doing this, I have got the home of my dreams. I have now a lot of the things I wanted to do. I own a duplex. I'm a landlord now. I have the home of my dreams. They didn't come to me the way I thought they would, but I got them. And very good at keeping you focused and on track, because that's a big problem for me. It'll sound good at the time, but then you kind of get off track, keeping me focused. And so, I'm out of time. I got 6 more cards, but I'm out of time, and I will, won't I? Because I could go on forever. Okay. And so I believe Leanne and Coleman are going to sing and play, and then we're going to do my very favorite meditation.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful and kinder, stronger every moment, every day. I release. I let go. My mind is willing. My heart's open wide. I surrender to my greatest, highest good.
So I'd like everybody to take a moment and go ahead and close your eyes. And I would like for you to imagine it's raining, a soft, gentle rain. Only it's not raining raindrops. It's raining dollar bills and gifts. Not $1 bills, $100 bills. Gifts, big, huge presents, brightly colored, big bows. All of them have your name. So slowly take a deep breath in through your nose and receive the gifts the universe is sending you. Receive all of those brightly colored packages into your mind. Now, release that breath. And as you let that breath out, let go of something. Breathe in your gifts. Breathe out your anger. Breathe in your gifts through your nose. And breathe out your resentment through your mouth. Breathe your dollars in through your nose. And the guy who cut you off in traffic out through your mouth. In through your nose, receiving. Out through your mouth, releasing. As you're receiving your gifts, some of them are readily apparent. Take those and tuck those away for further thought later. As you're releasing, okay. Breathe in, receive through your nose. Release through your mouth. All those gifts coming down, all those dollars. Receive through your nose. Release through your mouth. Only you know what's best for you. Breathe it in and receive it now. And only you know what is hurting you most in your heart. Release. Receive the people, places, and things that lift you up. Release the people, places, and things that hold you down. Okay, gently open your eyes. Come back to us. That is my favorite meditation. That is the one that I do at least once a day for 10 minutes. And sometimes it's all about the presents and the money coming in. But I do know that the release part is the more important part, because you are not ready to receive until you're ready to release. Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay.